Some people act in ways that make everyone think, wow, this person's an idiot. But here's the twist. Sometimes those so-called idiot moves are actually genius strategies. So genius you won't even realize until it's too late. From ancient emperors to your awkward coworker, the smartest people often hide behind the dumbest looking habits. And number 1, so chaotic, I almost didn't put it in this list. Number 10, the strategic silence. Picture this, you're in a group conversation. Ideas are flying, people are interrupting each other, it's chaos. And then there's that one person who says nothing. Not even a polite, yeah, I agree. They just sit there faced like a blank brick wall, as if they wandered into the wrong meeting. To most people, that's awkward at best and clueless at worst. Here's the psychology: humans are allergic to silence. We rush to fill it, often revealing more than we planned. Ancient Chinese diplomats mastered this trick. They'd let rivals talk themselves into giving away secrets by refusing to react. Fast forward to today, high-level negotiators use the same move. In FBI hostage talks, a well-timed pause can break someone faster than a perfectly crafted argument. And here's the fun part. Silence also makes people project their own thoughts onto you. If they think you agree, they'll like you more. If they think you disagree, they'll try harder to win you over. Either way, you're in control, without saying a word. Viewer challenge. Next time you're in a heated conversation, try staying silent for a full 10 seconds. Count in your head. Watch the other person's brain short-circuit as they scramble to fill the void. Number 9. The question that sounds dumb. You know the one. Wait, but why do we even do it that way? Cue the collective groan from the room. It sounds like you're slow to catch on or didn't read the memo. But here's the thing. Dumb questions are often genius in disguise. They blow holes in groupthink. They force people to explain the obvious, and in doing so, sometimes reveal that it's not obvious at all. In the 1970s, NASA rookie engineers would ask basic questions in meetings, and sometimes those basic questions exposed flaws in protocols that had been running for years without challenge. This is called beginner's mind approaching a problem as if you know nothing, which lets you see what the experts miss. Viewer challenge. Next time you're tempted to nod along just to keep things moving, stop. Ask the dumb question. You might just be the only one in the room brave enough to notice the emperor has no clothes. Number 8. The fake failure. Imagine this, you're in a competition and halfway through you mess up spectacularly. Everyone thinks, wow, that was dumb. But secretly, you did it on purpose. The goal? Lower people's expectations so you can strike when it matters most. Ancient Chinese military strategist Sun Tzu literally wrote about feigned retreats making your army look weak, so the enemy charges forward, right into a trap. In modern offices, people forget how to do tedious, low-value tasks, so they're never asked to do them again, freeing up time for bigger, more impactful work. It works because humans are wired to underestimate weakness. When people think you're incapable, they stop watching you closely. And that's when you make your real move. Viewer challenge. Try it in a safe situation. Fail at something unimportant and watch how quickly people stop assigning you that task. Then use that freed up energy for something that actually matters. Number 7. The information hoard. Ever been in a group brainstorming session where one person barely talks? Until the very end, it's easy to assume they've got nothing to say. But then they drop one idea that blows everything else out of the water. That's not luck. That's timing. Holding back information can look selfish, but it's a legitimate power move. The person who speaks last has heard every other argument, spotted the flaws, and tailored their idea to address all of them. In politics, this is called controlling the floor. In chess, it's called waiting for your opponent to commit. Leonardo da Vinci famously sketched hundreds of inventions, but kept many hidden until years later, sometimes because the world wasn't ready, sometimes because he wanted the maximum impact when they were revealed. Viewer challenge. Next time you have a great idea, don't rush to blurt it out. Sit on it. Wait for the exact moment when it'll land hardest. Then drop it like a mic. Number 6. The Constant Contrarian. You know that one person who always disagrees, doesn't matter what the topic is. If you say the sky is blue, they'll argue it's actually turquoise with a hint of despair. To most people, that's exhausting. But here's the twist. Contrarians can be the secret quality control system in any group. By challenging ideas, even good ones, they force the group to defend and refine them. Ancient Rome used this intentionally. The Senate had devil's advocates whose job was to oppose proposals, even if they agreed with them, just to make sure the laws were airtight. Modern tech companies hire red teams to poke holes in new products before they hit the market. Contrarians also prevent echo chambers where everyone agrees just because it's comfortable. Because sometimes the person saying this might be a bad idea is the only thing standing between you and disaster. Viewer challenge. Next time you're in a group discussion, try disagreeing respectfully with something everyone's nodding along to. You might uncover a flaw no one else saw, or at the very least, you'll make the conversation more interesting. Number 5, the slow decision maker. In a world where speed is glorified, the person who takes forever to decide looks, well, kinda slow. We praise move fast and break things and side-eye anyone who says, let me think about it. But slow decision-making is actually a genius-level safeguard. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher, was infamous for sleeping on major decisions even during crises. Today, Warren Buffett uses the same approach. He famously spends most of his time reading and thinking, making only a few big decisions each year, and those decisions are worth billions. Being slow means you weigh multiple angles, spot hidden risks, and avoid costly mistakes. It's not indecision. It's precision. Viewer challenge. Before you make your next big choice, pause. Give it 24 hours. See if your brilliant idea still holds up the next day. If it does, you'll move forward with confidence. If it doesn't, you just saved yourself a world of regret. Number 4, the weird hobby obsession. We all know someone who spends hours doing something that makes zero sense to anyone else. Collecting bottle caps, memorizing every species of mushroom, learning Old Norse. For fun. On the surface, it looks like a waste of time, a quirky little side quest. But here's the genius: weird hobbies build unique skill stacks. Steve Jobs famously studied calligraphy after dropping out of college. Everyone thought it was pointless until Apple's typography set the gold standard for personal computers. Ancient scholars blended astronomy with poetry, medicine, with music, architecture, with philosophy, and that cross-pollination fueled breakthroughs. Weird hobbies also keep your brain flexible. They pull you out of routine thinking and make you better at solving unrelated problems. So yeah, your neighbor who brews medieval beer recipes in his garage might not just be wasting time, he could be on the brink of a billion-dollar beverage empire. Viewer challenge. Pick a hobby that has nothing to do with your job or daily life. Go deep into it for a month. See what new connections your brain makes. At worst, you'll have a cool party trick. At best, you'll spark a breakthrough. Number 3, the Selective Rule-Breaker. Some people break every rule they see. That's chaos. But the real genius is, they're selective. They know which rules keep things running smoothly, and which are just outdated barriers no one's bothered to remove. Breaking the wrong rule makes you reckless. Breaking the right one makes you revolutionary. The Wright brothers ignored aviation rules that said heavier than air flight was impossible and built the first airplane. Rosa Parks broke a deeply unjust law and helped ignite the civil rights movement. Selective rule-breaking isn't about rebellion for rebellion's sake. It's about removing unnecessary friction so progress can happen. Viewer challenge. Look around at the rules in your life, at work, at school, in your routines. Ask yourself, does this rule actually help, or is it just there because no one questioned it? Then consider what would happen if you bent it just a little. Number 2, the Master of Boredom. Picture this: someone is just staring at the ceiling. They're not scrolling their phone, not working, not talking, just existing in a weird slow-motion loop. To the average person, that screams laziness. But here's the twist. Boredom is brain fertilizer. Neuroscience shows that when your mind wanders, your brain enters default mode network. You're making unexpected connections, solving problems in the background, and filing away long-term memories. Einstein credited his theory of relativity to daydreaming while riding a bus. J.K. Rowling thought up Harry Potter while staring out of a train window. The genius move isn't avoiding boredom, it's mastering it. Because in that quiet space where nothing's happening, something's actually happening. Viewer challenge. Next time you're tempted to fill every free minute with your phone, don't. Let yourself be bored for 20 minutes and see what your brain coughs up. It might surprise you. Number 1, the disappearing act. Few things confuse people more than someone who suddenly goes off the grid. One day they're everywhere, posting, talking, showing up to everything, and the next, poof, gone. Looks antisocial, feels rude, but disappearing is one of the most powerful moves a genius can make. Nikola Tesla would vanish for weeks, re-emerging with inventions that changed the world. Top athletes train in isolation before big matches so they can sharpen their focus. Writers lock themselves in cabins. Entrepreneurs disappear before a major launch. It's not just about focus, it's about control. When you remove yourself from the noise, you stop reacting and start creating. When you return, you come back with something that makes people go, "Where the hell have you been?" And suddenly you have all the leverage. Viewer challenge. Try vanishing for a weekend. No social media, no notifications, no public updates. Come back with something to show for it, even if it's just a clearer head. If your brain made it all the way here without rage quitting, hit that like, maybe even sub, and drop your weirdest smart but looks dumb story in the comments. And hey, if you disappear after this, I'll just assume you're out there cooking up something genius.